All right, everybody. Thank you for coming back to the show. My name is Jared. I am the host here at If You Give a Dad a Podcast, and I'm really excited about this interview that I have today. Well, we're going to say it's an interview, but it's really just going to be a conversation. We are just going to see where this goes today. I'm very excited about it. I am talking to an award-winning television and film actor. He's also a musician. He's been in lots of different things, played lots of different roles. He was in Preacher, he was in Stargate SG-1 and Atlantis. Falling Skies. He was in Horizon. He's also been in Elektra and a lot more things, even The Sixth Day. And I'm just really excited to talk to Colin Cunningham. Man, how are you doing tonight?
Doing all right, brother. It's good to see you. Thank you so much. It took us a little while to sync up.
Yeah. I think
Um,
I looked back and it was like June 20th is when we started like messaging back and forth. So it has been a minute because this is the last day of August. So yeah.
no, it was interesting because, and I think I may have sent you an email or a text
Uh-huh.
to this particular thought that comes to mind. But I don't think I'm going to do any more of these, Jared. I really don't. I think this may be. I mean, look, I'm still open to whatever and however, but this may be my last podcast slash interview, aside
Okay.
from maybe print, but nobody really does print anymore.
Right.
And I don't know, it's weird. I just think well, it's hard to explain. Maybe I don't know. Maybe we could talk about that further on. But
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
I mean it as a compliment to you
I,
and and all that. So it's good stuff.
I really do appreciate that. I mean, it's an honor to be, the last one that you said you're going to do. Maybe it won't be, we could see something in the future, but that's very special to me to be able to say, hey, I was the last one that got to have an interview with him. And kind of tell me what brought that on. I know you've done a lot of them. So,
Look, it's kind of weird. Like the reason I got into this business, if you even want to call it that, because I'm not very good at business. I love movies and I love the craft of
yeah,
acting and storytelling, but I don't particularly like being recognized. I don't like celebrity. I don't want the nice table in the nice restaurant or any of that kind of stuff. And so that's one of them. And I just find that there's just so much. Everyone is so overexposed.
yeah, yeah.
And things have, and look back, there was a time and back in the day when you could talk about stuff,
Right, right.
about the craft, about movies, about whatever it is. And it might have been a little bit scripted, it might have been a little bit what have you,
Yeah,
but the parameters now, like you can't talk about anything anymore. Everybody's really they don't have their ears open to hear if what it's like to be an actor or what I think of the craft or movies or any of that kind of stuff so much, although though that's certainly there. But
hmm
I just find today everybody's got their ears perked for a glint of whether or not I'm on their team.
right,
You know what I mean? Because everything's just become so team driven, and sometimes
yeah,
it's a team of two and which side of this, that, and the other thing. And I can't be bothered with any of it,
right.
which in a way just automatically, oh, so then he's not one of us. And now I got enemies all over the place. But look, I like to live. I love what I do. I
Right.
really, really do. But I don't, and it's nice to be acknowledged for something. That's
Yeah,
always cool,
absolutely.
man.
Yeah.
The good job or something. But I always feel a little self-conscious when somebody, you think you're alone, you think you're in a restaurant or sitting at the park by yourself, and you realize, no, you've been the focus of somebody's attention for a while, and they've been
Right.
taking photos of you, picking your nose or whatever. So, and
Yeah.
also there's also something about, for me, my heroes, like they stand alone in a room of gold, and
Yeah.
I want to get to know them
Yeah.
because they've helped shape me. They've helped given me a focus, and they've given me a path to get out of wherever you were, whether it be the little town that you were raised in, or I don't know, a dysfunctional house or whatever. And these aren't necessarily biographical, but
Yeah.
when you're a kid, you're looking for a route, you're looking for a goal.
Right.
You can bite into something, whether it be comics or sci-fi or
Yeah.
painting or whatever the hell your thing is, music.
Yeah.
And those icons, those heroes, they serve as a talisman. They serve as a focal point. They light the way. And a lot of times it's all in your head,
Yeah.
but it's that illusion also that's so very, very powerful, and it drives you.
Right.
And whenever I see one of my heroes doing an interview, or I learn something about them,
Hmm.
just there's a little less mystery. You
Right.
know what I mean? I mean, it's
Right.
kind of weird. It's a double-edged sword because they are people. Everybody's a person.
Yeah,
And so,
absolutely.
yeah, and it's amazing to get to know a human being as a human being, and because I think all people are fascinating.
Yeah.
But for the same token, I mean, there's that old, saying, don't ever meet your heroes kind of thing. And it's an
Yeah.
extreme version of it.
Right.
But I don't know, I like not knowing some of my heroes, you know what I mean? Because they've really served. That way I can just see it clean. I can see the art form. I can see what they've done. I can watch it over and over and over again and really,
Right.
ponder the technique, this, that, and the other thing. And it's cool. It's good to keep a bit of the mystery.
Right.
Not because I've got anything to hide. It's just a good thing,
Right.
It's a good thing.
Well, and I think people, even when they're putting themselves in the spotlight, I had somebody on recently that did a film with Daniel Radcliffe. And if anybody's going to be in the spotlight, it would be the guy who played Harry Potter.
Yeah.
He's done a lot. And he was talking about how it took him a minute to kind of warm up to actually, even talking to people. And it's because being in that spotlight, it gets tiring, and so you don't get anything for yourself anymore. And so in a way, what you're saying also, I feel like it's giving them a little bit of respect when you're not trying to push and pry into every aspect of their life.
Yes. I just kind of blanked there, but because there's so many different variables I think involved with
Yeah.
it. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's not like people are going to come up and ask me personal questions. I mean, that's a particular type of somebody. It
Right.
may be an editor, it may be another producer, a director, and somebody. It may be you're talking shop.
Yeah.
But I think,
Yeah.
and again, that's fine. I think there's time and place for it. But there's also just something that's beautiful about anonymity.
Right.
But it's the kind of anonymity that's real. It's
Hmm.
not where people are pretending. They're not pretending to not see you. They
Right.
literally don't.
Yeah.
Because it can be very refreshing for me. If somebody doesn't like me, let's just say,
Okay.
it's authentic.
Yeah.
Because I know they don't know me from anything. And if
Right.
they don't like me,
Yeah.
then it's genuine
Right.
versus someone who knows me from something, and
Yeah.
then I'm never entirely sure if they're actually happy to see me, because the me is who they know on TV or what have you. So and again, they're good people. I'm not slagging anybody for doing that. I do it too.
Yeah.
But if you meet somebody, I remember being on a beach in Costa Rica, and it was one of these places it was hard to get to, and yet people knew of it, and and you're just hanging out. So everybody's kind of shorts, flip flops, and we're all just watching the sun go down.
Right.
And you're sitting there, and you're with Brad and Steve, and what's your name? Great, Tony. And you're all just kind of sitting. Tony, what do you do? And it's like, oh, I drive a bus. Cool.
Yeah.
And Jeff, what do you do? I'm a CEO of $1 billion ship company. And the other guy, what do you do? I'm a welder. And I'm like, well, who are you? I'm Colin. I'm actor guy now. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm actor guy. That's Tony Buss, and there's Jimmy the plumber, and
Hmm.
then and John, the CEO who's worth $1 trillion.
Yeah.
You're all just sitting together, but it's just Tony, Bob, Steve, and Brett. You know what I mean? All that other stuff
Yeah.
just doesn't come into play. And it's interesting because you do think, like, if I was on Wall Street at some bar or trying to meet any one of these people, it would be a lot harder to do.
Yeah.
And it's not because they're not approachable, but just the worlds that they live in have walls around them.
Right.
You
Right.
know what I mean? And it's just, there's context, and there's just there's all that who's who and what's what, and it's, oh, that's the president of the bus company. You know, watch what you say, or I
Yeah.
have no idea. What I'm saying is that it just gets dirtied up,
Yeah.
as opposed to being 4 or 5 dudes sitting on a beach watching the sun go down. And it's interesting because it's almost like, or at least when I did it, what was really neat about it, it was almost like life is the movie. You know, what part do you play?
Right.
No, Jared, podcast guy.
Yeah.
I'm actor, Colin, actor guy, and that's, again, that's Joe the bus driver guy.
Right.
And of course there's Steve. What's your jobs? Whatever. Steve, the computer guy, whatever. But it's
Yeah.
like these are the hats that we wear.
Right.
Yet on the beach, the lights are down. There's nobody sitting in the chair and the chairs and the audience, and the stage is bare, and it's like you're just Brad, Steve, and Jared now,
Yeah.
and it's a trip,
Well, you get to be, in a way, let your hair down, figure of speech there, but you get to, people have a certain way that they, are looking to you and stuff. And when these people don't know you, you get to just be yourself. You don't have a face or anything that you have to put forward. I'm not saying that you do. I'm saying with just in general. There's uh, who was it? They said that there's three faces that everybody has. There's the face that everybody sees, the one that you want everybody to see, and then there's the face that's actually you. And when you're around people you don't know, you don't have to. It doesn't matter. You can be yourself and not have to worry about what judgment they're going to have on you, because it's not going to have any effect on you when you go back to your normal life.
I really think context is a crazy thing, man.
Yeah.
People often go through life and they think about the who they want to be or the who they want to meet.
Right.
And I've just discovered but everybody forgets about, I don't think it's the who
Yeah.
that you meet. I think it's the when that you meet them,
Right.
the where that you meet them,
Hmm.
and it's the how that you meet them.
Yeah.
Because those are three different people, and yet the who is maybe the same person, but you put them in a different time, place, in a context.
Yeah.
It's like, when did I meet Jared? Did I meet him on his birthday, or did I meet him when he buried his mother? You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Right.
Or did I meet Colin when he was, yeah, he was flying high and he was working on a movie, or was he just out of rehab?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or did he just put his beloved golden retriever down at the vet? Or was he drinking a little too much, or was his girlfriend broke up with him the night before? Yeah, I mean, it's when you meet them, and
Yeah.
and also where. Where
Yeah.
did I meet Jared? I met him at the free clinic. He
Yeah.
had something going on. We both had to get checked out. Or where did you meet? Did I meet
Right.
you at the soup kitchen? Did I meet you at behind the 7-Eleven because you were buying heroin and I was trying to buy some blow? I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's these things are the roots, the seeds to whatever's gonna to come. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
When I met you, were you cheating on your wife and I knew about it? Or did you save a child out of, who jumped out of a burning building and into your arms? You know what I mean? Those are very, very different worlds in which you meet somebody. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So,
Yeah.
and it's good stuff.
Right.
It's interesting stuff. But
Right.
I don't think so much about the who anymore, as opposed to the where, the when, and the how.
Right.
You know?
Well, and you never know. Going along with what you said, I always try to take this into consideration when I meet someone, because in my actual 9 to 5, I deal with people every day, all day long, and
Yeah.
I don't know what they have going on in their personal life at that time. So, I try to give people the benefit of the doubt, when I do meet them, because they might be having a bad day. Something could have happened that caused them to lash out that way. And so, I try to keep that in mind whenever I'm dealing with people, because you never know what somebody is going through. They have their own stuff going on in their life.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's true. It's weird. I remember at a young age, you daydream, and I would often think if I could, have this little fantasy that would play out in my head. If I could switch my life for someone else's life,
Hmm.
would I? You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think I first answered that, or asked myself that question. I might have been 9 or 10 years old, and the immediate answer was no. Like, it
Okay.
was just no. I intuitively knew because what you think is their life,
Hmm.
only the car they're driving or the house you see them living in or them, whatever, riding a bicycle with a smile on their face. But I'll take my own and I'll work within my own life and figure out what I need to figure out and be the best me that I can be, as opposed to switching it off for somebody else.
Yeah, absolutely. So you brought up birthday a minute ago. I know you just had a birthday
Did
recently. Did you do anything fun?
Yeah, well, I was in Kanab, Utah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're in the Southwest, and it was perfect. It was
Yeah.
great. I don't know. This year, I didn't want to really open any cards or get together. I mean, family's great and all that kind of stuff. It's
Yeah.
awesome, but I
Yeah.
didn't want to do the obligatory, perfunctory birthday thing. We've all had a few, and what I really wanted to do, I wanted to go out into the desert and stare at some stars. You know,
Oh, okay.
Really cool. Yeah, my very very dear friend actually bought me or us yoga during a full moon. So
Really?
full
Okay.
moon, full moon yoga. Yeah, and it was awesome, Matt.
Okay.
It was fantastic. It really really was. A giant full moon out
Yeah.
under a desert, you know, canopy, and it was beautiful. It was
Yeah.
really, really a wonderful night. So yeah, so that's what I did. It was great.
That's really cool. So I actually had somebody that was trying to tell me I've never done yoga before, and somebody I actually had them on the show, and they were talking about you should get into it, even if you don't need it, because a lot of people I know get into it because of a need, like they've had something happen, and so they start doing yoga to help rehabilitate something. Or is that how it worked with you, or was this just something that you picked up?
I've done it before in the past. I was a little bit of a regular. I was never really so into it,
Okay.
but I did do it
Yeah.
for a while, and it was great. And then I didn't do it for years, and remembered that night how wow it is.
Yeah.
It really really is. So I
Yeah.
mean, it's like it's like taking drugs, man. I mean, you do like all these
Yeah.
boom, the opiates, whatever the hell it is, serotonin, whatever it is goes on in your brain, but you're just stretching out, and it's difficult.
Yeah.
It's not easy, but that's where the pleasure comes from. You push yourself and you breathe into it, whatever pain or discomfort you're experiencing. And so it's a psychological thing.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
what happens, is your body relaxes and your mind relaxes, and you do enough of that,
Yeah.
and it's kind of like a metaphor for life. Whenever whatever stress may hit you the next day, you learn to breathe and not have it affect you. It's kind of cool.
I'm definitely gonna have to give it a shot, just so I can say that I've at least done it, But
It can
it's
be brutal, man. You got to do a mellow one.
okay. Yeah.
Even the mellow ones, even where you're just barely doing anything at all. What you're taking an hour.
Yeah.
Just turn your phone off. You know what I mean? Turn the damn TV off and just unplug.
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
Right on. Right on. So I know you're a musician, I've actually today I was even watching some of your videos. You're pretty awesome on the sax for sure.
Oh, I'm a
Uh,
hack,
man, is it something? Did you do that like? Was it a young age thing, or I mean, when did you
Yeah,
start doing that?
it's only the last 8, 9 years that I decided. It was 9 years ago I decided I'm going to take this seriously.
Okay.
I've had one for a long, long time, and but I'd honk on it, and I never learned how to use it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you gotta practice.
You
And you
do.
have to practice. So I said, okay, I'm going to do an hour or two a day, every day. Rain, sleet, snow, rain.
Yeah.
Sun shining, not shining, summer, winter, whenever you're gonna play. So rudimentary stuff, and it's hard. And
Hmm.
but anyway, so it's starting to come along. But look, I looked at it this way. I thought life goes by so fast.
Right.
I mean, 10 years, man.
Yep.
You're gonna wake up one day and 10 years from now, and it went by in a snap. So
Absolutely.
pick up the saxophone
Yeah.
and practice every day, because in 10 years you're
Yep.
gonna wake up and be able to play the saxophone or the violin or the piano or paint or whatever the hell it is, because it'll come quick, so
Right.
fast. that
Right.
it almost feel like overnight. So just imagine waking up tomorrow, only now you can play piano.
Yeah. And yeah, I'm a big music guy. You know, I grew up around it. My parents, I'm a pastor's son. Okay, so I grew up a Pentecostal pastor's son at that. So you know, I grew up with a lot of
Wow.
music in church. You know, and I started out with the drums when I was little, and then I moved on. My dad showed me a little bit on the bass guitar, and I just kind of took over. And I would say that bass is probably my favorite thing to play out of anything. But you know, I did band, I took piano lessons, all of that, and so music has always been a big part of my life. And so when I find somebody else who is a musician, it always excites me to be able to kind of, you know, sit and talk with them. And now my kids are in music. My daughter's in choir, my son's in band at school, you know, and seeing them progress as well, you know, it's music is therapeutic in my opinion. You know, I if I want to escape, that's where I go is music.
Oh, for sure. Look, it's awesome. And for me, between gigs, if I'm not, when I'm not working,
Hmm.
I'll literally be out. I'll grab my saxophone.
Yeah.
I'll hop on a plane and I'll go out to Europe and I'll play in front of some fountain in Italy or some little town, in front of the cathedral or whatever. And I put out my hat and I'll make 30, 40 euros
Yeah.
and get a pizza and a cappuccino. And I'm in Nirvana, man. I love it. Absolutely love it.
That's
So
crazy.
oh no,
You
it's great. And
yeah,
you meet so many people and it's just wonderful to be out there doing that kind of stuff. And again, if
yeah.
somebody knew who I was, I mean, it would all end, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, I get
I
that.
love the anonymity and I just go out there and I blow my saxophone and I can suck and I can make mistakes and nobody's recording it on, for YouTube to show how bad that guy, the actor such and such on whatever is. And
Right.
you're free to screw up and not screw up and have a great day and not a great whatever. But that's what I'll do. I'll break it out and I'll put out my hat
Yeah.
and I adore it, man. It's great.
Well, from the videos I've seen, I haven't heard anything bad, and you know, everything, and you know, it sounds great. You know, I have a saxophone my aunt gave me when I started band, and I ended up playing French horn. You know, but I still have it. I know how to play it very little, but I do play it a little bit. And from what you're doing, you're doing amazing.
It's hard though, man.
It
I
is.
wouldn't recommend saxophone for anybody because
Yeah,
it's like trying to kiss an alligator that wants to get away. It's really hard. Think about
that's
it.
a good way to think of it. Yeah.
You don't have to blow into a piano.
Right.
You
Yeah.
don't blow into a guitar.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so, I mean, I could teach you Mary Had a Little Lamb on piano. It'd take me about 3 minutes, but on saxophone, it's going to take you about 6 months.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not a joke. I mean, it's
No.
like breathing and embouchure and reeds and all
Hmm.
the valves have got to be closed. And if something's screwy or it's not sounding right, is it you? Is it the reed? Is it the mouthpiece? Is it
Yeah.
the horn not? Is it leaking? I mean, what the
Right.
hell? Is it my diaphragm? Is it my body posture? I mean, it's
Yeah.
awful. It's
Yeah.
terrible.
So you have a band, right?
I've had a couple. Yeah, I mean, right now I don't because I'm traveling around a bit, but I've
Okay.
been playing with some fantastic musicians in Barcelona,
Okay. Well,
which is,
I saw that about What the Funk, and so you know, I was
yeah, no,
uh
I had a What the Funk Vancouver, BC. I had a What the Funk LA, and then we had What the Funk New York City.
that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and then all the lockdowns and all that kind of crap, and it all kind of went up in the air for a little bit.
Yeah, it's that's actually kind of what got me into this was, you know, the lockdown was, you know, me and one of my friends actually started doing podcasting, and then I started doing my own, you know, and there's a lot more that came out, things that came out during the lockdown time. There was a lot more creativity that I saw during that time because people didn't have anything to do.
Yep.
So, you know, but yeah. And then I know other people, I have friends that are wrestlers and, you know, they kind of, everything shut down for them for a little while during that time. So, you know, it was different for everybody for sure.
Well, should come out to Utah because that's where I went. I was in New York, and this
Yeah.
place, became Leavenworth, right? I mean, the
Yeah.
whole city shut down. But I got some family and friends out in Utah,
Okay.
so went out there. It was
Yeah.
great. No
Yeah.
lockdowns, no nothing. Kids went to school. People went to work. Nobody was
Yeah.
going bankrupt. Nobody killed themselves. Nobody OD'd. Nobody got beat up, and no kids weren't slicing their wrists. Everybody just kind of
Yeah.
went about their lives and did what they did. But it was a trip. But then I drive into Nevada,
Yeah.
It's like, good Lord, man, it was the Andromeda strain, people in full blown like beekeeper outfits alone in
Yeah.
a bar. I mean, you're just like, what,
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
the heck's going on? It was a wild time, man. Really
I,
wild.
I know for the kids it was bad because they got behind, when it came to school and stuff because it,
Behind. They
be,
were, you had a generation erased.
it was, I mean, luckily, my kids, they're doing well now in school and everything, but, it took them a while to kind of catch up because, they didn't have it set. They didn't know what they were doing when it first came to like the virtual school and stuff like that. And so it really affected a lot of people when it came to the virtual school.
No, look, I get it. And I've heard some people say, oh, it was the best thing ever because, their kid learned 10 times more
Yeah.
at home. But not everybody's got that kind of
Right.
home. You know what I mean? It's like,
Right.
it can be a rarity, so
Right.
depending on where and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah.
I mean, it really, everybody learns different too, though, and so not everybody's going to be able to pick stuff up. Some people need that in person, to one on one with a teacher or something to understand stuff, whereas,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely. I totally agree.
yeah,
But again, depends on the kid, the house, the school, the teacher, the
yeah,
learning from home. But if there's nobody there to walk you through it,
right,
or you're in a school and again, the teacher ain't walking you through it,
yeah, yeah,
and it's just like, wow, yeah, trip and a half, man. It's a trip. Look, if anything, it's one of the reasons why I'm traveling so much, and I want to see Europe. I
hmm,
want to see, but it's not even just so much Europe. I want to see the world that I know
right,
before it's gone,
yeah,
before it all becomes one big Taco Bell,
yeah,
before it all becomes one big Kentucky Fried Chicken and Lululemon, and it all becomes the same place. Right now, and it's changing fast, but you can still get to places that are that place
right,
of that culture with those people speaking that language.
right,
But and it's a joy. It's a joy to be uncomfortable, if anything, because you don't speak the language, you can't read the street signs, and you've got to figure this out. And so you're forced to learn something and navigate for yourself. And that's becoming a rare thing because every place is becoming the same place now.
right,
And everybody's eating the same food at the same corporate entity, and the mom and pop shops and the little, just the culture really is being just, it's just being wiped out. So I want to see a little bit of it before
yeah.
I want to chop my way through the Amazon before I'm able to use an app and have a drone bring me a pizza and a 6-pack of Bud.
Well, I mean, just since me and you've been talking since June, I think you've been in 3 different countries
Yeah.
because you were in France when I first started talking to you.
Yes, I was in Spain, France. I sound like an idiot now, but yeah.
And yeah, so one thing I wanted to bring up was this actually cracked me up. One of your videos that you put out there, and that was like, oh, look at this nice flight that I'm on where I have my own bathroom and I've got my own shower and everything. And then it turned out that was your actual $3,000 hotel or apartment in France. That
Yeah.
big difference, when you're looking at the what angle you're looking at it from. Because if it is the airplane, wow, that's amazing. But with it being an apartment, it's like, wow, that's
Yeah.
that's
But
nothing.
the bathroom totally looked like the inside of an airplane bathroom, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Crazy.
Yeah, I
Yeah, but no, that was the bathroom, and then of course the camera pans to the right or whatever, and yeah, no, this is an apartment in Paris.
yeah, yeah. Was that where you were at whenever I started messaging you?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. And what was it that you were recording when you were there?
I was actually, you know what? No, hang on a second. When you texted me or when I first got a hold of me, I was in Cannes,
Okay.
going to the Cannes Film Festival for the second time, which was wonderful. I was
Oh,
there
cool.
the year before
Uh-huh.
with Horizon, with Costner and the whole team. And I had such an incredible time. I thought, well, I'm in the neighborhood. I'd like to go back. So that's what I did.
Right on, right on.
Cool.
Working with Costner on these movies, I mean, that's got to be pretty amazing.
It is. Look, if anything, it makes me think about just how blessed. I don't want to go down the I'm blessed crap, but look,
Right.
when you're on a film set and you're able to work on something of that size,
Hmm.
that caliber,
Yeah.
the budget and the locations, because there were no green screens out there. And
Right.
if you saw 100 people on horseback, it's because they put 100 people on 100 horses and had them ride.
Yeah.
So, so it's a trip. You're out there and where John Ford used to shoot, and you're speechless at the staggering beauty of it all. You're
Right.
out there in Moab, and then if you turn around, it's $100 million worth of cameras and dolly track and condor cranes and
Yeah.
lights and crew and artists. Man. Some of the most
Yeah.
talented human beings on the planet are all there to create something amazing. So it's really tough to be. It's fantastic. It's a blessing. This is where it's tough. It just
Yeah.
where it's strange is it's really, really hard to experience that.
Hmm.
To have to go back to where your name tag
Right.
or Best Buy or Target. It's tough, man. Or your office or whatever the hell it is you think is awesome to
Yeah.
do in your life. I can promise you, man. You being on a film set on a major Hollywood production out in the middle of some of the exquisite locations with just the history and the spirits that are just floating around the canyons out there, and it's hard to go back to your job, at
Yeah.
hot dog on a stick.
Yeah.
It's tough.
How is it adjusting, from when you first started doing this? I mean, that's got to be an adjustment getting used to even that side of it as well, you know? Uh, and then vice versa, coming back, is there something that you have to do to kind of help get yourself back in a routine?
I really tried early on. You get better at it as you go, but it never leaves you.
Yeah.
And that is basically that. I mean, the greatest thing about this business is that you have no idea what's going to happen tomorrow. It's
Right.
just wide open, man, and it's amazing. Even if you're on a movie set, it's going to be a different location on Monday versus Tuesday, and even if it's the same scene
Yeah.
with the same actor, it's in the same dialogue, it's never going to come out the same. It's
Right.
always going to be a little bit different. So it's constantly changing, and that's what I love about it, is the fact that you just have no idea what's going to happen tomorrow. And yet the worst thing about it is that you have no idea what's going to happen tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah.
And but what that creates, aside from the anxiety, is when you are there, you realize that, yeah, I'm an actor or somebody's a director, but all of us are unemployed after this.
Right.
And nobody knows where the hell they're going or what they're doing. And so what that cultivates in a creative way on set is gratitude, man. You're just so happy to be there. So you can be out there 12, 13, 14 hours, and you're knee deep in muck and it's 10 below zero and you're freezing your ass off and it started to rain.
Yeah.
Nobody's complaining.
Yeah.
No, you might have to deal with some issue, but that's what you're there to do. All you do is you set fires to things and then you keep them from getting out of control. So it's nuts, but everybody's a volunteer. Everybody who's there chose to be there. Everybody that's there has sacrificed to be there.
Yeah.
And in many ways, they're all the broken toys. They're all the misfits. They're all the people that didn't fit in high school and elementary school.
Right.
And they weren't the high school quarterback. So they had to learn how to create. They were the geek, the nerd. They were chubby. He was skinny. He had acne. This one was this color. That one was with that thing. And I mean, you name it, man. It's just whatever made you different. And again, in that context, in that world at that time.
Right.
And so you go in and you let your imagination go, and so anyway, I get on a film set and I really feel like my tribe, and they call it a circus for a reason.
Yeah.
And it's every misfit toy, man. You got the bearded fat lady and the sword swallower and the trapeze artist, and you got the gay guy and you got the other whatever, and it's just and everybody's in there, and it's just all these folks that didn't quite fit in, and so that's where I feel most comfortable.
Yeah.
It's with all the creative types, and it's great, and it really really is great. I just feel at home, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's nice. Things were getting a little weird there for a while because
Okay.
before, and even to a certain extent now, it's not as bad, but it's still such a different kind of vibe. But because it was like a sanctuary for,
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't call it a safe place, but it was a sanctuary where we're all, again, all the odds and ends of society and school would go to create, and you'd all come together, and it was like, boom, let's go, let's make something happen.
Right.
Whereas now you got to watch what you say, you got to watch what you do, and
Yeah.
you have no idea. I'm in trouble. What did I do? Well, we can't tell you. Well, who was it? Who do I apologize to? Well, we can't tell you that either. And it's just like, what the hell's going on? So it used to be this incredibly liberal place where you could be free to create.
Mm-hmm.
Like many things today, everybody, instead of doing that, we're just afraid to say anything.
Right.
And man, you can't. How do you collaborate if
Yeah.
people are afraid to say good morning to you?
Right.
It's just bad, man. It's not good. So anyway, and all the more if you're near the cesspool that is Hollywood. I can't go near it. I want to vomit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't do it. It's a cesspool built on top of a graveyard, built on top of a toxic waste dump. I won't go near it.
You hear that a lot, especially here lately. I've heard that a lot. And it kind of brings into one thing that me and you, when we were texting back and forth and stuff, you brought up something, and that's authenticity, and being able to be yourself. And when it comes to yourself, or even when you're doing your art, what does authenticity look like for you these days?
One, I think authenticity needs to be earned. And it may sound a little weird, but what I'm saying is if you're just kind of going through the motions, odds are,
Yeah.
you're a photocopy of a bad picture, of
Yeah.
something you saw, something you read. But I think the authentic self it takes work to discover or create, and it also takes a little bit of work to protect, because there's so many things vying for your attention, so many distractions, so many things that want your attention.
Right.
And I think if you're able to discover what it is that makes you click, or not be sucked in to other people's world,
Mm-hmm.
whatever it is, if you're able to walk through it,
Right. Right.
and experience it and love it and hate it and take it all in, appreciate it, whatever it is that is of value to you, but you only take what is of value to you, and you don't
Yeah.
let the things that are gonna compromise you or taint you, and it's weird. This past couple of years, like, I've really been thinking a lot about the word truth.
Okay.
And it's such a fascinating topic for me. Truth
Mm-hmm.
and context and what is real, because I realized that there's the truth about
Yes.
something,
Yep.
and then there's the spirit of the
Okay.
truth. So I mean, I could tell you, you and I are in an argument, and I'd say, hey, well, boom, and I lay some truth on you,
Mm-hmm.
and it may be true. Let's
Yeah.
say it's true, but
Yeah.
how I'm using it is incredibly dishonest. How I'm using it is manipulative. So here I'm taking this. Truth can be a weapon, and it can cut. It cuts anything. You can hold it as a knife, as a sword, and you can swing the truth at people.
Right.
Also, how con men, whether you're a politician or anybody in a position of influence,
Mm-hmm.
first thing you do, is you give somebody the truth they want to hear because it's true.
Right.
Hey, what's your thing? I'm for the spotted monkeys. Hey, I am too, and
Yeah.
I'm putting this thing together for for the whatever, the icebergs, or the polar bears, or for children, for cancer research, and you take something that's awesome, something so valid and so strong and so righteous, so good, and you get to have that, and just cut me a check, and I'll take that, and I'll say, hey, the proceeds are going to go towards this.
Yeah.
The proceeds do 2%.
2%. Yeah.
The other 98% goes up my nose, and it goes into my new Maybach and my house on the hill, or the hookers that I'm seeing on the weekend. I mean, whatever. I'm just saying that. But it's by giving people the truth that they value the most can be used to manipulate and cheat. And so again, back to the subject of truth. Then use the truth for something. You really, really can. But again, what is this? What is the spirit of it? You know, how are you using it?
Yeah.
Are you using it to gain some leverage?
Right.
Or
use technicalities.
Yeah, of course, it's just, no one's going to outright look. Lies are not effective.
Right.
Truth wrapped in a lie.
Right.
But you gotta have the truth in there, man, because that's it. Without it, if it's otherwise, it doesn't work.
Right.
You gotta. It's the con, right? And then you switch. It's bait and switch. I give you the truth, and I switch it out for what the real motivation for me is, which is power or leverage, or I want something.
Right. Right. So. You did bring up something there a minute ago. I kind of switched on the subject a little bit, but you said you don't like being in Hollywood and the cesspool and stuff. And, there was one thing that you said that you kind of wanted to talk about maybe a little bit. And that was the agency that you used to work with and everything. And
no,
so
I was just thinking about that as a bit of an anecdote. But when I was in New York last time I was here, God, and it's been a while, man. It's a trip to kind of walk around because that's where I am right now.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, as an actor, I often think, what could I have done more or better or different?
Right, right.
You like to think when you're starting out that it's about the work. It is for you.
Right.
It is, but it's not. I don't want to say this in a negative way because it often comes out so negative. But people say it's not what you know, but who you know, right? And that's very true. It's very, very. But it's no different if you want to again get a job as a bus driver or a phys ed teacher. If you know somebody at the school, it helps.
Exactly.
And so what? So go meet them. Go meet them.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Bring them some coffee. Bring them here's a Corona, man, or whatever, a bottle of wine, whatever. Go meet them. They're nice people. They're good people too.
Yeah.
But of course, with Hollywood being Hollywood, and you've got people at the top that are extremely good at what they do.
Yeah.
They're powerful people, and there's a lot of money involved.
Right.
I used to say that Hollywood is just like high school, only with $100 billion.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay? But that's basically it. But if you're in the know, and everybody needs somebody, you can't do it alone.
Yeah.
But you got to be, one of the big agencies, because the big agencies they produce.
Right.
Working with the studio, we're doing the next Star Wars, we're doing the next whatever it is, and they've got their roster, they've got their clients, their A-list clients, and let's just say you leave William Morris and you go over to CAA, or you go over to one of the other ones, and then a big project comes to CAA.
Yeah.
Good luck. You're not getting it.
Right.
You're not getting it. It's their baby, and vice versa, and what have you. So anyway, so in terms of my being here in New York, for the longest time, I only had like smaller agents and managers, and I enjoyed that very much. I still do to this day.
Okay.
Amazing people, man. Small rosters, just awesome. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look, you call them up and they answer the phone. I'm not speaking to the assistant of the assistant, but they've left a message for you, and you never talk to anybody. You never see them. You never hear their voice. You never talk to them.
Yeah.
And that's what some of the bigger agencies are. But anyway, that said, I was never with a big agency. I finally got with, and they were great, man. I got with Buckwald. I was so lucky to get into Buckwald, and I was so happy to get into Buckwald. They were awesome, and I was excited and grateful, and man, it was like, oh, this is great. And the agent, that I had. He was a great guy too. He was a fan of Blood Drive and some of the other things I'd done. So he
Okay.
knew it, right? Which was great.
Yeah.
Anyway, and I got my ass fired.
All right.
And here's what happened. And again, I learned my lesson. Again, I had the truth on my side.
Yeah.
Jared,
Yeah.
I had,
Yeah.
hey man, you know what I mean? Look, before I tell this story, I will say this. Somebody once told me, they said, be very careful when you're wrong about something,
Yeah.
but be extremely careful when you're right.
Okay.
Because when you're right, you got righteousness on your side. All of a sudden, your ego, you can get 10 times more inflated because I've got the truth on my side.
Right. Yeah.
And anyway, yeah. So be extra careful when you're correct about something. Anyway, so what happened was I got an audition for Taika Waititi. Hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. Genius, man. I just seen. Oh my God, I'm blanking now because first I was thinking the What We Do in the Shadows, which is the
Yeah.
vampire mockumentary.
Right.
Great show.
Yeah.
Also did Jojo Rabbit, and
Okay.
Jojo Rabbit had just come out. I don't know, 2-3 weeks before, and I thought it was fantastic. It was just so different, and I'm like, oh, anyway, I get this audition for Taika, and I am pumped, man. I'm
Yeah.
like, wow, awesome. And in the sides, it said, so the new project that he was doing, in the sides it said, look, here's the scene.
Mm-hmm.
And the character was a guy who worked and lived in a junkyard. All right.
Okay.
Just wasteland,
Yeah.
white trashy kind of guy, right? But he put in the notes, like, make it your own. Like, make it your own. You know, the scene's there, but you want to change it, change it. You want to add something, add it. You want to, whatever it is, surprise me. Literally, it's that. Like, throw something wacko in there and just do whatever the hell you want to do with it, which is totally him, right? And it's great.
Right. Right.
So I thought, awesome. So I did the scene. Again, this guy who owns like a junkyard. And I thought of the character and I thought, what if he fancied himself a singer? And he wasn't.
Okay.
A terrible singer. But I thought, and what if he went and like had a music video done? Like a music video of him singing a song. And it was a ballad, a really sappy ballad. So I chose Alice Cooper's song. Oh, what the hell is it called? When I get home from work, I'm gonna wrap myself around you. Alice Cooper's
Okay.
one of his biggest hits, and it was a
Yeah.
ballad. So obscure. We're going way back into the '70s and all that. So I get the backing track off YouTube, whatever the hell it was. Anyway, I produce a music video.
Mm-hmm.
Not only did I produce music video with crew, like the whole 9 yards, right, and then post it.
Yeah.
But I deliberately made it bad.
Okay.
I wanted it to be terrible because this guy couldn't sing and had no presence as a singer. He just kind of fancied himself one, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, so it was utterly ridiculous and terrible, but it was a job. It was a big undertaking. So I shot this music video. I posted it, cut it, boom, sound, boom, done.
Yeah.
And I stuck it. The second the scene was finished, we go right into the music video. Anyway, and I've never done anything like, I do a lot of crazy stuff, but this was
Yeah.
a big thing to do aside from just the scene. Anyway,
Right.
so a week passes and, I'd sent it off to the agent and I hadn't heard anything from them. Nothing, no word from Taika, from the production, nothing. And I remember I called my manager and I speak with her all the time, right?
Yeah.
They'll always give me feedback, hey, great read, whatever it was. But it was a week past, I hadn't heard anything. So I call her up and I said, hey. And she's like, oh, hey, how's it going? I said, look, did you get that audition? Yeah, I got it. I said, well, what'd you think? And she was like, yeah, it's good. Good job. And I said, okay, all good. But like, what did you think of the music video? And she said, what music video? And I'm like, the music video, the
Yeah.
music
Yeah.
video. It was she says, no, the scene just stopped and that was it. And I was like, what? There was a whole music video. Like I shot and produced. It was a massive undertaking to shoot this thing.
Yeah.
Long story short. And again, he was a great guy. and I really liked him. But over at Buckwald, without letting me know, he just went ahead and
Oh no.
cut it out. And man, I'll tell you, I'm a pretty easygoing dude. You
Yeah.
know, I don't need the frozen yogurt machine in my trailer. I'll sleep on the army cot. You're not going to hear me bitch and complain. But like that's the bread that goes into my mouth. You
Yeah.
know, and it took so much work and labor and creative input. Like, I mean, it was really an awesome thing to do. Right?
Right.
It was twisted and it was weird, and I knew Taika would have loved it. And again, he just made a unilateral decision that he was just going to cut it out and not send it to him or to anybody.
Right.
And man, I saw red, dude. I was so angry. Like I really was. I just was so angry. But I remember I didn't scream, though I felt like it, because I was in Starbucks. I was in the Starbucks at like 72nd in Amsterdam or wherever the hell in New York City, and there were people around, so I knew I couldn't explode.
Right.
But I made it very, very clear that was not cool, man. And
Right.
ever do that again. I mean, I was absolutely livid, truly livid.
Yeah. Yeah.
See you later, son. Fired my ass. That was the end of it. I got an email within an hour saying, it was nice having you. You know,
Oh wow.
go stuff yourself somewhere. Anyway, so look, was he wrong? Yeah. Should he have called? Yeah, call me. I mean, like I get it. I had a thought, no, you don't want to do it, but call me and say, I don't think send this, but you can't just do that, right?
Right.
And so I was in the right, and because I was so very much in the right, I handled things in a way that you're not supposed to handle things. Never make any decisions in anger, man. Ever.
Right.
Ever.
Yeah.
Don't buy a banana if you're angry. Don't do anything at all. Don't talk to anybody. Don't do a damn thing if you're angry.
Yeah.
Because you're so compromised. Anyway, and so I blew that.
Yeah.
Totally blew it.
Yeah.
And I loved it over there. I was so happy over there. The opportunities I could have got if I had just kept my mouth shut.
Yeah.
But I couldn't keep it shut. And what I had to say, you know, when I get angry, it was like, hey, here we go. Here's what I think, you know?
Yeah.
And so I did. And I blew it. It was a stupid thing to do. Yeah, okay, he was in the wrong. So what? He was human. People screw up, man. I screw up all the time.
Yeah.
I ripped strips off of him. And that was the end of that.
And so there's a couple things that you said there that I kind of wanted to bring into this. And one of them was you actually produced music videos for CMT, didn't you?
Yeah, up in Canada. I was in
Okay.
Vancouver. I worked a lot with a bunch of different people, but Sean Hogan was probably my favorite. I think I've done maybe 5 or 6 music videos for Sean Hogan.
Okay.
But, yeah, those are fun too, man. They're great fun shooting music videos.
Yeah.
But look,
yeah.
I'm always doing something. It's so weird to even. It's weird. Like I should be, and I am proud of it because it's a great thing, acting.
Yeah.
Great thing to be an actor. The bummer about it is that the word has been so redefined to incorporate so many things. I mean, I'll flip on TV, you know, and you're hard pressed to find an actor on TV.
Right.
And again, I don't want to slag anybody, but I mean, technically, if you're the one standing on a piece of tape and you're saying whatever you're saying, that's it. You're an actor.
Right.
But, you know, oftentimes, again, you can channel surf and same kind of guy, you know, he's handsome and sexy as all hell, tall, looks great. And there, boom, again, the same kind of gal. I don't care what color her hair is. It's like, boom, there it is. She looks great in the pantsuit or the dress or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
It's just, and they're doing material that certainly doesn't, you're not able to see whether or not they're an actor or not, or something of caliber.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Because a gig's a gig and a job's a job, and you take it. You take it. You're blessed and happy to be there. But it is, it's weird. Like for years, I still don't even tell people who don't know me, I don't tell them I'm an actor.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm an actor too. Wow, what have you done? And it's all this stuff, you know?
Does it
Yeah.
make you kind of want to run away when people are would be like that?
No, well, it depends.
Yeah.
It depends. If I bump into someone and they say, "Oh, I'm an actor too." Well, and look, here's the thing. Also, anybody of a particular stripe
Mm-hmm.
who's an actor won't say it because
Right.
they don't. There's nothing to say,
Yeah.
you know. But also, you just keep it low profile, you know.
Right.
And there's just, and again, you don't want to be. I used to tell people I was a sound man,
Oh, okay.
you know, and I actually used to be a sound man,
Yeah.
but because I just don't want to get lumped in with whatever what I'm trying to do. And again, I'm grateful to get whatever.
Yeah.
But there's there's a lot of models or just people that shouldn't be there, but they look gorgeous or whatever, and that's what sells shampoo and soap and paper towels and Ozempic and everything else under the sun. And that's
Right.
what it's about, and I get it. I
Yeah.
get it. If anything, lately, I remember the change happening about 15 years ago, maybe more.
Mm-hmm.
But if you had an actor who was really, really good on a show, they were the reason you tuned in.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
They don't do that anymore. Those
No.
days are over, dude.
Right.
Because you got too much power, Jared. You can't have people tuning in for you.
Right.
And because it just means you have too much power. And sometimes there's been prima donnas that have brought shows to their knees and a real pain in the ass, but the studio doesn't want to deal with that.
Right.
I'm not going to deal with that crap. And so
Right.
the content today, to be perfectly honest, a lot of it,
Yeah.
you don't need an actor at all. You really don't.
Yeah.
And we can swap you out if we have any trouble with you whatsoever. We can get another guy who looks just like you, another gal. We'll just boom. We'll photocopy off another one because that's what this show is,
Right.
you know. And so, if anything, you can't be too actory, saying, "Look, I really want to find this moment," or "We gotta." Oh my God, can we just take a second and rehearse here for a second because you want to make something better?
Yeah.
There's no making it better. You show up, you hit your mark, say a damn line, and then we all go because it's Friday, and I got my kids needs new braces.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's product, and
Yep.
and again, it's great and it's awesome. Now that said, during that time, you've had, Breaking Bad's come out.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna need not just an actor for that show. You're gonna need
Yeah.
talent of staggering caliber in order to pull that off. So
Yeah. Yeah.
commend
Which
them
they did.
for that. Oh my God. So
Me and my
I'll
wife are currently watching that again. So
I really do. I was late to the game.
Yeah.
I really was. Like, yeah, Breaking Bad, another show, whatever. It was like,
Yeah.
I don't know, 2-3 years after the show ended. I'm like, all right, let's impress me. And I don't know. I've just never seen anything like it. I mean, how the show starts good,
Yep.
then it gets better.
Yep.
Like it's already good, or
Right.
really good. Then it gets
Right.
better. Then it gets better again.
Yeah.
Then it's great. Just that's it. There's no topping this. Then they top it again. And it's like, this is impossible. And then they top it again
Yeah.
and then again, and your brain's starting to short out at how good it is.
Yeah.
And they did that for 3 years, 4 years.
Yeah.
How do
Yeah.
you do that? How's that possible?
Yeah.
How do you how do you do that?
Right.
Staggering piece of work.
Yeah.
You got to check it out, man. It's as good, certainly on par, which is saying something. The assassination of Gianni Versace.
I haven't seen that. Okay. Okay. I'll have to look that one up.
Dude, it is so good.
Okay.
So good. And also the first season of American Horror Story, I think is
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorites.
God,
Yeah.
just so good. So when you see stuff like that, I love eating crow, man.
Yeah.
I'm just boom. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
eating crap for the rest of the day at how wrong I am.
Right.
But anyway, look, and I'm not even saying I'm that good or that I would be that good. I've auditioned for Ozark, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
They didn't want me. I look back at auditions now because I didn't know the show.
Right.
And I maybe went a little bit over the top there on that, but
Yeah.
These are good shows, man, and you're blessed to get on them.
Yeah.
Uh, anyway, so either I'm not on them because it was never that good, or because I got my ass fired from Buckwald, one of the two.
You brought up one of my shows, man. You brought up American Horror Story, and it's funny. A lot of people they're shocked when I say this, but my favorite season was The Asylum, season two.
Mm.
I don't know why, but something about there was more of a play on what's going on than actually right in front of you. You knew it was ghosts haunted in a house. With the first season, which was wonderful, great television. I love going back and rewatch. Ryan Murphy stuff's great, hands down. I love what he's doing. So yeah, he's actually making one of my friends that I just had on the show recently. He's making a show about a comic book that he wrote. It's called The Beauty. So it's got him and it has Evan Peters are both tied to this, and so I'm really excited to see what they do. Knowing what he's done on other stuff, really excited to see what he does with this. But yeah, season two I think was my favorite season out of all of them.
I think I was such a fan of the first
Yeah.
that I didn't give the second one enough of a chance.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, because I know, again, in fact, I'm just gonna watch it.
Yeah.
Watch it. But anyway, there's some good stuff out there.
Absolutely.
Really, really good stuff out there, and I hope it keeps coming. I mean, Taylor
Yeah.
Sheridan's knocking it out of the park. He's doing some great stuff,
Yeah.
and it's just some great writers. And I don't know. I just when I see some of these shows that are top shelf, let's say, even
Yeah.
if they fail, I can see that somebody's reaching. Somebody's saying, "Come on, man. There's a you can have people reach up instead of reaching down. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Just make it look. I don't care what the genre is. There is no genre. There's only two genres: sucks and doesn't suck. That's it.
I like that. Yeah.
That's it. I mean, look, you're going to have hopefully a good story that's riveting. I'm going to care about the characters, and I'm going to be amazed and surprised, and it's like, wow. Now you can put it in outer space. You can put it on a horse. You can put it in a mobster movie.
Yeah.
It's the same story, man.
Yeah.
Ultimately, it's just the genre is just the package on the box. That's all it is. I mean, Alien, that was,
Yeah.
come on. It's just
Yeah.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Outer Space, whatever, you know what I mean?
Right.
Just flip it up. You can, but make it smart. Just
Yeah.
make it smart,
Yeah.
and I love that kind of stuff. It's just great.
So I know Evan Peters had to stop doing some of this for a little while because of the toll it was taking on his psyche with some of these characters that he played in American Horror Story. Have you ever had a part that you've done that actually you're like, okay, I need a break from this because it's affecting me?
Yeah. Yeah. It's weird. I used to hear stories like that and kind of roll my eyes.
Yeah.
Actors checking into the hospital from exhaustion. I'm like, exhaustion?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? What's to be exhausted about? But now I've learned a little since then. If you're lucky enough to learn a little, because it means you're working that much, or you've got a part that you can do a deep dive on.
Yeah.
And look, if you're doing episodic, or you're doing, I mean, every week it's different. But if you get a project and you get to spend some time with the script and
Yeah.
do the work before going in, it's fascinating, man. Look, I'm not a method guy, but I'll do a deep dive.
Yeah.
I will absolutely do a deep dive, and there's so much to discover. It's an interesting thing, though. Often when you do that, you can find yourself making a movie that no one else is there to make.
Mm-hmm.
You've actually, you know what? I wonder. I never know whether to reference a film because these are my peers, my coworkers.
Right. Yeah.
There's a,
Yeah.
so I'll use a name, but not a name.
Okay.
There's a movie that Nicolas Cage did.
Mm-hmm.
He's incredible in it.
Yeah.
He's absolutely staggeringly good in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
But it was very clear to me that he was in a movie that no one else could see. And I think everyone else showed up to make a movie.
Right.
And he didn't. And it was amazing to watch because in many ways, well, in every way, you make everyone else look not as good.
Yeah.
And a lot of, just because maybe he had the time or he saw something in the part that was so deep, that was so profound, that was so expansive, and he brought this world. You know, it'd be like Denzel Washington doing Meatballs.
All right.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
Porky's.
Yeah.
Denzel Washington in Porky's.
Yeah.
Just some kind of, you know, superfluous project you don't expect much from.
Right.
But they bring a game to the stage that you can't look away,
Yeah.
and it's just odd because you realize you're in a movie that no one else is in, and it can be a weird thing. But yeah, I did a film called He Never Left,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
and you know,
Great film. I loved
thank
it.
you very
Yeah.
much. Thank you very much. It was basically, you know, a guy, a felon, he's on the run, and he's got to hide out in a motel room for
Yep.
three nights until his ride comes to get him out. And he can't use the phone, he can't go to the window, he can't talk to anybody. You're a ghost, you know. So
Yep.
basically trapped inside this room, and he hears what he thinks is a murder or was a murder,
Yeah.
but he can't call the police, he can't call anybody, he can't tell anybody about it, right? So what happens? Anyway, but so basically, we're making this little horror Halloween slasher flick. And I looked at James Morris's material and first sent it over. And I couldn't find a pumpkin anywhere in that movie. Like, to me, it was Arthur Miller, man. It was like, this is Eugene O'Neill here. This is bottomless
Yeah.
in terms of just this character. I could play it one note, but God, if you could just, you know, it was basically a serial killer and killing people in the town, people going missing, and
Right.
he's going to have a run-in with the masked serial with Jason, you
Yep.
know,
Yep.
Friday the 13th style.
Mm-hmm.
I looked at it and I saw a story about the wages of sin, the consequence of choice. I saw this is about redemption and atonement and sacrifice and salvation
Right.
and second chances and just really biblical stuff, man. I mean, it really
Right.
was like huge.
Yeah.
And so I fell into that. And the more I went there, the deeper I got and the deeper I got. And of course, the character was bouncing off the walls and he was doing lots of new,
Yeah.
really,
Yeah.
and I'm kind of a manic guy anyway, but holy crap, no, man, it took me. I was going on to, my father was also dying at the time. So there was a lot going on, but dude, it took me at least a year, I'm gonna say a year and a half
Yeah.
to finally shed that guy. Like I was going in,
Wow.
I'd be going in for the part as, you know, the accountant. And I'd be like, hey, okay, whatever. It was like, wrong guy, man. I was still playing the felon who was hiding out in a motel room.
Yeah.
I realized it was just too much, too intense, just too much, man. Like, you know, so yeah, that took a while to shake. So, but I'm curious though, tell me more about, who were you saying? So he backed out or backed off a little bit from doing the heavy stuff, the actor.
Oh yeah, Evan Peters.
Yeah,
He you know, I read an article about him that he was actually taking a break from doing some of the, because he was on almost every season of American Horror Story and stuff. And
Well, again, look, they take it real seriously over there. The scripting
Yeah.
is fantastic. The actor, top shelf.
right.
And yeah, I don't think you want to show up unprepared
No.
for Jessica Lange.
Oh
You know,
yeah, no,
You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? I mean, you're showing, and the show has gravitas to it, and the subject matter, man, it's some dark shit.
it is. Yeah,
But I knew the props guy, great guy, did the show. It was Chris Carter's show after the X-Files called Millennium with Lance Henriksen.
yeah.
And it was,
Okay.
investigative, but it was all serial killers and trying to track somebody down and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a dark
Yeah.
subject matter, man. Really,
Right.
really. Anyway, a buddy of mine, he's going home in his van one night. He's the props guy.
Yeah.
And you realize that the back of his car, the back of his vehicle is filled with baby parts, authentic looking baby parts,
Oh,
because of this particular episode. They
right.
were,
Yeah.
oh, rubber props, right? Whatever.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
set deck for the stuff, for
Right.
what they found in that episode. And he said, I'm covered in stage blood. And I had to, you kind of laugh a little bit. If I get pulled over, I've got, I've
Right.
got some explaining to do.
Yeah.
But it was about then he said, I don't know if I can do this anymore, because he's going home to his own kids.
Right.
And you're exhausted as well. You're working 13, 14, 15 hours a day, and you're fried out. And I miss my kids. And
Right.
and we're doing this really horrific subject matter, and it'll take a little piece of you, man.
Right. Right.
It will,
Yeah.
And I believe he did finally leave the show. I was like, dude, give me a Hallmark Christmas movie for a change. You know what I mean? I can't do this anymore. I'm going nuts.
But so you, I want to go back to He Never Left. There was a part in there, and I think I messaged you about this, but I just want to say this again. You had a few monologues where you were talking, and you were telling stories about your life, and the way that you did that, because you were pretty much talking to yourself, but you felt that you were talking to. I don't want to give the movie away because I'd rather
Yeah.
people go and watch it, but you drew me in with those stories, and by the time you find out what's actually happened, you actually feel sorry for him.
I'll tell you, that was a really interesting thing. You know what? You should just rip it off of YouTube and stick it on there and wait for the cease and desist letter. At least you get
Yeah,
put it in there.
yeah,
But yeah, it was again, you've got a felon. He's a bad guy. He's killed somebody. That's
yeah.
why he's hiding,
Right,
and he's falling apart.
right.
He's mentally going down a rabbit hole of hell.
Hmm.
Anyway, and that's what the movie is. And again, we're talking Halloween slasher,
Right,
right? And so the night before, this is testament to James Morris and Michael Balla, for the director, producer, and
yeah,
small crew. So it was extremely collaborative. Anyway, I had this idea that this guy gives this monologue.
yeah,
And I don't know if I suggested to camera or if it was James to camera, but it was basically looking into camera and talking to the audience.
yeah,
Just what? Like, that's kind of stupid. Like, what are you talking about?
hmm,
And the monologue itself was a monologue about his childhood and going camping with his mom and dad.
yep,
And it wasn't about being abused. It wasn't about anything, but it was this simple story about forgetting a chair. And
yep,
then when he came back to the car was gone, and he was trying to figure out, where did they go? Are they coming right back? Did I
right,
do something wrong? All the things that a kid
hmm,
would go through. And sure enough, I'm like, yeah, I mean, whatever you want. Go see the movie.
yeah,
But of course, the car comes, and he waits all day, 3-4 hours, and finally the car comes back, and his dad says, get in the car, and he gets in the car, and off and away they go to head home. And as part of the monologue, he says that it turns out, he didn't do anything wrong, and he wasn't being punished.
yeah,
They just forgot.
yeah,
And of course, how can you be driving 3-4 hours and not know that your own son
yeah,
is not in the back of the car?
yeah,
Like, who does that, right?
yeah, yeah,
Anyway, and so the monologue ends with, so it turns out I wasn't punished and I didn't do anything wrong. They
they just forgot. Yeah,
forgot,
yeah.
which says everything,
It
right?
does. Yes.
I'm right. So I just, boom, I write it all down on a napkin, right? And I show up the next day to this, again, horror flick that we're making. And I pitched this idea. And I said, look, would you mind if we just shot it? And they said, well, what is it? And I said, well, I don't know. I actually don't even know. Well, I mean, are you going to sing? No. It's just like a monologue. It's this thing I want to just do.
Yeah.
And put the camera, yeah, okay. And that's also, when you're working with people
Yeah.
that are confident enough. And again, James is a first-time filmmaker, and these guys have not been around for decade upon decade and whatever, but they were confident enough in their own skills, their egos, their position,
Yeah.
And the creative process, they said, yeah, great, let's do it. And we shot it, and cool, don't think it's going to fit. I mean, I don't know where the hell that's going to go.
Yeah.
Because there's a script and things happen.
Right.
Anyway, and then it was, again, but they allowed me to do it. And there it was, and there it is.
Yeah.
We did it. So if anything, I got to express and vent a bit of steam and then move on to whatever it was. But I needed to kind of do it, the heart of the whole of this character. It wasn't until they got into post and realized that this event, and it goes to blackout.
Yeah.
And what we need here is that.
Yeah.
The monologue that he did.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they slotted it in there, and it's basically the end of the second act, and it absolutely takes us into the film, and it is still a little weird, and you got the character looking straight into the camera.
Yeah.
And yet by the end of it, you realize he's kind of not staring into the camera, and
right.
There's so much. It was so unique and so different. I don't know anybody. I don't remember seeing a film. You know what? No, I did. Maybe this is where I subconsciously got it from. Jared, have you ever seen JCVD, Jean-Claude Van Damme?
Oh yeah, I know who that is. Yeah.
Watch that film.
Okay.
They do something in that film. It simply does not exist in any other movie that's ever been made. Period.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's astonishing what they do. It's astonishing, the monologue that he gives. And I think he should have got an Academy Award for it. I genuinely, sincerely do. I think Jean-Claude Van Damme's work in JCVD is on a par to anything I've seen. Denzel, Brando, you name it, man.
Yeah.
The shelf doesn't get any higher, and he couldn't, in a room of gold, man.
Yeah.
What he pulled off. Anyway, so we did a little something similar to that. Not quite as extreme, because JCVD, wow, what they do is just unbelievable, man. But anyway, so yeah, and it went into the movie, and I think it made it better, I hope.
So kind of my interpretation in that part, I kind of want to give this to you and see what you think on this. I love how he's telling the story, and he's actually he's talking to the person that he killed, and you feel bad for him in that moment, and then you see who he's telling it to, and it's almost like it doesn't matter, because of what happened to that other character, and he's trying to relate, but it's like I'm dead, so what's it matter? You know?
Yeah, and I have to. That really is the button.
Yeah.
Because what we didn't want to do with it, or what I certainly didn't want to do with it, was you don't want to start bleeding for this guy. You don't.
Right.
Your heart can go out to him, and let's just say 100%. Like, wow, okay, feel for this guy.
Yeah.
The next thing after feeling for this guy and his own being a victim.
Yeah.
We got to remind the audience, and when you cut to the guy he's telling the story to, first he's telling it to the audience, and then you realize, no, he's not. He's talking to the guy that he killed, and the guy that he killed responds with, "I don't care."
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't care.
Right.
And it's the appropriate response.
It is. Yeah.
It really is. I'm sorry, but I don't give a shit. I'm dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and you're a bad guy, and you gotta make up for this.
Yeah.
And a monologue ain't gonna do it.
Right. Right. So, man, it's so good. Yeah.
I'll say this, man, without any exaggeration. I've met a few people, amazing people, eclectic people, artistic people.
Yeah.
Joe Gilgun is the most interesting human being I have ever met on the face of the
I'm a huge Power Rangers fan.
Such a geek, I love it.
I am.
No, seriously, I'm so green to it. I have no idea what the hell's going on. Like, you think you might have warned me.
Yeah, absolutely.